Hey guys, we're live. What's up? What's up? I'm actually in my office because I'm going to be using some of the whiteboard, but I'm excited that you're here today. Today we're going to cover a few things. We're going to talk about value. We're going to talk about being different, and we're going to talk about Y.A.Y.B. What in the world does that stand for? That's what we're going to cover today on our live. So I'm excited to see you guys here, and I'm excited to get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by talking about value, right? But hi, June, how are you? Great to see you here. So we're going to start off by talking about value. And when we do this conversation about value, we're going to talk about what is your value in the marketplace? How do you determine your value to your clients? And when do you start changing your price based on the value you bring to the marketplace? And what does it mean to have value monetarily? Like, how do you monetize your value? So, hey everybody, I'm glad that you're here. So let's talk about value, right? Oh, this pen is not good. Let me try another one real quick. All right, value. This one's not good either. So we are going to forget about the whiteboard unless I can get some better pens. But basically, we're just talking about your value. So the first thing is, what do you bring to the marketplace as far as value? How do you determine your value? So a lot of times when we think about value, we think about, all right, what skill set do I have that I'm offering someone else that they're willing to pay for? Value is also determined based on the problems that you solve for other people. Now, here's a really big thing that I want you guys to write down. I want you to get and write it in the comments for me, right? The bigger the problems that you solve for people, the higher your value and the more money you'll make. And usually people just say the bigger the problems you solve, the more money that you'll make. So if you can solve big problems, that helps you to make big money. Solve big problems, make big money. Do you guys get that? So what are the problems that you're solving for other people? What are those problems, right? So, all right, got another pen. This one's not working either. You know what? I have some pens in that bag over there. Some of these in that bag over there. So I'm going to get some pens. We're going to talk about your value. So I want everybody just to write for me really quickly my value, right? Just write it in the comments as we talk about it. Just write my value because I'm going to help you to determine what your value is. How many of you think that you are undervaluing yourself? There's a lot of you who are saying, you know what, I am undervaluing myself. A lot of you are saying, right? I'm probably not charging what I should based on my skill set and my knowledge base. But I really wanted you to understand that you bring a lot of value to the marketplace, and the value that you bring to the marketplace determines what people are willing to pay you, right? So I'm gonna try again. Try number 3. And it works. Third time is a charm, right? Value. So we're determining the value that you bring to the marketplace so that you can charge more money for that value. So I know what value I bring into the marketplace for my specific clients. And as you determine the value that you bring, then you're also thinking, all right, I have this value for this client. Now, here's the biggest question. How do you increase your value? So your value right here, how do you increase it so that you can increase the money that you're making? A lot of times people say that they don't think that they have a lot of value, that they're not bringing a lot of value to the marketplace. So how do you increase this value? Does anybody know? Anybody? You increase this value by learning new skills that you can bring to the table to offer as services to your clients. So where's my magic eraser for this? Oh, here it is. So then the question is, what new skills are you bringing to the marketplace? So skills. And what are skills? Skills are things that you do for your customers that they value, right? So a lot of the skills that you have, your customers will value. Here's a really good example. So if you know how to do email marketing, you're bringing that skill to the marketplace, which has a lot of value and people are willing to pay you for it. If you have a skill of managing an email marketing software called Infusionsoft, so let me just compare two softwares, all right? We'll compare MailChimp to Keep. It's spelled like that, Keep. So we're talking about two softwares, MailChimp and Keep. Now, MailChimp is a free software, easier to use, and a lot of people know how to use MailChimp. Keep is a lot harder and a lot more difficult to understand. If you can do email marketing in MailChimp, people absolutely love it. They need help with it. But if you can do it in Keep, you're going to make a lot more money because your value, there's fewer people who have the skill to be able to manage the software, right? So your value also shifts based on the demand for what you're doing as well as the difficulty level for someone. So for example, if I needed some help with my email marketing campaign, in MailChimp, I could find somebody to do that, but in Keep, it would be more difficult to find somebody with that skill set, right? Lakeisha's saying it's K-E-E-P. Thank you, Lakeisha. It's like, I know it's Keep, which is a weird name, so I was thinking that they might, anyway, it's Keep, right? So Blessed said MailChimp is complicated. Well, wait till you get to Keep. If you think MailChimp is complicated, wait till you get to Keep. But there are people who put a huge amount of value in MailChimp as well. And then it depends on what you can do in MailChimp that also is a determining factor in the value that you can charge for it. So we all start off as freelancers at a really low rate. And it's not because we bring a little value to the marketplace, but the marketplace also values what other people say about you. What does that mean? Those are your ratings and reviews. Whether you're on Upwork or Fiverr, it doesn't matter what site that you're on, you're seen as more valuable when you have other people saying that you're valuable, right? We're using this word value. So you want to make sure that you get other people talking about you. It's not just what you say about yourself, but it's what other people say about you that really makes the big difference, right? You say you're great all day long, and that's fantastic. People will believe you. But when other people say you're great, that's when your business really starts to catapult. So one of the things that I'm also doing in my Facebook ads and in my descriptions on Fiverr, let me show you this really quickly. I don't know if I'm going to draw it for you, but let me try real quick. So one of the things is, forget it, I dropped my pen. One of the things is that in your description, at the bottom of your description on Fiverr, so how many of you are actually on Fiverr and you're selling services on Fiverr? Put an F in the comments below, right? Put an F in the comments below. If you are on Fiverr already, put an F in the comments below. Just F, just type F. Because here's the thing. When you're on Fiverr, people are gonna see your reviews, but when they're reading your description, put your top reviews in that description. Let me see if I can show you a quick example of how I use this in ads. All right, hang on one second. I'm just on another page looking for an example to show you, and then I'll bring it live on the screen for you guys to see. Let's make sure I can find it first. Yes, here it is right here. Okay, so I'm going to share this post on the screen and show you why I love it and why it's going to do really well for me. So, all right, hang on, be live. So I'm using a software called Y.A.Y.B. It's at BeLive.tv, and that's what I use to do these. Let me see if this is it. Do these lives. Okay, so you should see my screen in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you see it. All right, there it is. Let me hide this right here. Okay, so as you're looking at that screen right now, so you're looking at the screen, one of the things, let me see if I can make it just a little bit bigger. How's that looking for you guys? Okay, it's a little bit bigger. One of the things I love about this ad, now this is for our virtual assistant boot camp. I know a bunch of you are already signed up for the VA boot camp. This is a class that's coming up in November, on November 5th. So as I'm creating an ad for this class, and this is just like the ads that you're gonna create for your business, because not only should your business be on Fiverr and Upwork and the other freelancing sites, but you need to be advertising yourself on social media again. You know, your value, put your value out there. So, all right, if I go back to this page right here, I'm talking about our 6-week online course. I give you details. I say what, who, when, where. I give some bullet points, but then I say don't just take our word for it. And I give some testimonials of people who've already taken the class. So how could you do this in your description? Have you seen people on Fiverr do this before? Only a few people and some of our students that I've recommended this to, but at the end of the description, if you have space, you can say, don't just take my word for it, read what some of my customers have to say about my service, and then put 5 stars in front of it, and then what they say about it, and their user ID on Fiverr. And all you're doing is going into your reviews and taking your reviews and putting it at the bottom of your description. What people say about you shows your value. So if you look at this ad, it's like I just took 4 testimonials that we had and put it on here. So here's someone who says, this is a great and informative class. Alicia and Y.A.Y.B have taught us so much this past few weeks. It's unbelievable. I have been in a similar field for a few years now and have not learned as much since beginning in this class. Yes, off to starting my own business now, thanks. So do you see how when someone is reading this ad, they're reading about how awesome I say the class is, but now I'm saying, don't just take my word for it, listen to what other people are saying. So as you're building your profiles and building your reviews, include what other people say about you. How many of you think that you could change your description up a little bit to include what people are saying about you? Yes? Just say yes in the comments if you think that that's something that's totally doable for you. It'll take you 2 seconds to do, but it will make a world of difference. Now you're gonna ask, why couldn't the people just keep scrolling down and reading your reviews? Well, they can, but why not put your best reviews right in front of them? Do people read the descriptions on Fiverr? Right? Do they read the descriptions on Fiverr? Blessed said she put 5 stars in a video and Fiverr denied it. Well, you can put it in your description and they won't deny it. And the star key on your computer is just function 8 and just create those 5 stars that go across. So, all right, a lot of you are saying yes, absolutely. So you've got a lot of reviews, hopefully, on your Fiverr profile, or you're building them, but you know that there's those few reviews on there that are like golden. Grab them and put them in the bottom of your description, and that increases your value. So as we're talking about your value, learn new skills to increase your value. Remember that the bigger the problem you solve, the bigger the income potential is for you, the bigger the money that you'll make. Also, talk about solving people's problems, why you're the best solution for them, and pull that out as well. Okay, you guys are saying that you can do it, absolutely. And I know that it makes a big difference. So if somebody is trying to determine who they're going to purchase from, and in your description you have, but don't just take my word for it, look at what other people have to say about me, right? I read those, I'm convinced I'm buying, so do the same. All right, I just had one other thing that I wanted to share with you in this section before we move to the next section. So hang on. So one of the things about your description is that the overall objective of your description is to get people's eyes to light up when they read it. All right, let me repeat that. The overall objective of your description is to get people's eyes to light up when they read it. So your description is your sales letter. It's not a description. Take that word away. We're marketers. Your description is it is your sales letter, right? And what do I mean by your sales letter? It's where you're selling your services and yourself. So I really want you to think about, every single word and how it matters in your description. You can Google some great adjectives, Google, some just different ways to describe what you're selling, and you'll find that you could describe it so much better. So, it's about the art of persuasion. You want, when somebody reads that description, that they're like, wow, I'm definitely going to hire her to do what I need to have done. I'm going to hire him because, they read that description and they're sold. Your description is not a description. It's a sales letter. Got it? Just say got it in the comments. And this goes for your description if you're creating a Facebook ad, like the one that I have there. That Facebook ad is not just a description of the image. It's my sales letter. It's my sales copy, right, that I'm showing to you so that I can get you, to engage with that ad and buy whatever I'm selling. So when you create your description and when you're writing that description, I want you to think about these three things. One, who are you targeting, right? So I'm going to have you write these down, because who am I targeting? Because once you figure this out, your description takes on a whole new meaning. What? It takes on a whole new meaning, and it becomes so much more meaningful to the person reading it. Write this down. Who am I targeting? Type it in the comments. I want to make sure you got it. Lakeisha, you should be the first one to type it. You're always the fastest, right? Who am I targeting? As you're writing that description, are you targeting a man or a woman? Are you targeting an entrepreneur, a podcaster? If you've got a gig up on Fiverr that says, I will transcribe your podcast, you are talking to a podcaster. You need to know the language of a podcaster, what a podcaster's goals are, why they would want to get their podcast transcribed. Go deep and understand who you're targeting so that you can write a better description. Got it? All right. Who are you targeting? And then you need to think about your message. What message are you trying to put in front of that person that you're targeting, right? So let me see. What is my message? So write this down in the comments and in your notes, both of them, both places. I want to make sure you got it. There's nothing like, when you type something out, it comes into your head. When you write it down, it comes into your head. But what is my message? Now that I've identified who I'm targeting, what's my message to them? What am I telling them? What am I selling to them? What message am I trying to get across so that when they read my description, their eyes light up and they're like, oh, this is exactly who I'm looking for. So what's my message to my target, right? What's my message? And then number 3, right? So we said, who are you targeting, right? So you're asking yourself the question, who am I targeting? Then what is my message? So you're thinking about, what is my message to them? And then, is your offer compelling? So the next question, is my offer compelling? Right? So when you're selling in your sales letter, right, you're not writing a description, you're writing a sales letter. You identified who you're targeting, you identified what message you're putting in front of them, and then you have to say, is my offer compelling? So I'm going to transcribe your podcast. That's the example that we're using. And in my sales letter, is it compelling? So you know that they're there because they probably want to get their podcast transcribed. but you're still selling them on the idea that they should get their podcast transcribed. So here's just an example I'm coming up with off of the top of my head. But if I had I will transcribe your podcast gig up, I would say, I will transcribe your podcast. As a podcaster, you know that your people want to consume your content in many ways. With this transcription, you can turn it into an article, a blog post, an ebook, a physical book, a white paper, and so much more. Now they're getting even more ideas. Wait, I did want to get my podcast transcribed, but this lady right here is telling me that I can turn it into an ebook, an article, a white paper, blog post. Wait a minute, boom, right? Blow their mind just a little bit. Make the offer compelling. So it's not just selling your service as transcribing a podcast, but now you're making it so much more compelling to them that they're saying, I didn't even think about that, right? Well, that is interesting. I do want that. I'm reading, they're reading this. And could they go to someone else to transcribe their podcast? They could, but why would they? Because you just gave them all these ideas and you must be their solution for everything, right? So is my offer compelling? At a lot of the bottoms of our descriptions, we say, hire me, I'm the right person, right? But you have to remember that the people that are also reading it have an ego. So you also need to put them into your offer. So that's why I said, as a podcaster, people want to consume your content in many different ways. So a podcaster is going to say, she's right. People do want to consume my content in many different ways, right? I am going to do this transcription. I was thinking about this transcription stuff, but I'm definitely going to do it and do it with her, right? Blessed said it gives them ideas. You can give them ideas as well. So make sure that you do that. So, and your offer, when you are creating your offer, I want you to think about what's your promise to them as well. People like for you to make promises. So I promise to give you back a transcript that will blow your mind, whatever it is, right? That will make your content stand out and your podcast listeners to love now that they have your ebook or the transcription or whatever it is. So give them a promise that you can deliver that really gets them excited. All right, so that's it for value. Does anybody have any questions or anything that they want to add to that? No? Yeah, that's okay. The next thing is, it's okay to be different. It is totally okay to be different. So I've seen some people who've got, let's start off with Fiverr. Fiverr gigs up, and they're different. Their video, they might look quirky, they might be totally professional, but say something different. Here's the thing, and I want you to write this down. Let me first figure out where I wrote it down for you. Because I did write it down. But if you could see my handwriting right now. Oh, so here it is. Be real, be authentic, and be you, right? So stop trying. Not a lot of you, but some of you try to be what you think the customer wants, and that's great. But be you, be real, and be authentic. People want to do work with people, right? And they want to do work with people that they know, like, and trust. So when they feel that you're being real, authentic, and truly you, they will want to do business with you. Also, what do I mean by be different? Stand out from the crowd. So offer something different. And just a little piece of information on offering something different. One of the things that we sell products on Amazon. I'm really looking forward to teaching you guys that as well. But let's say that we sold dry erase pens and everybody else is selling dry erase pens. What we would do to be different is with our dry erase pen, it would come with the eraser, which is not too different because a lot of people have that. But then we would think of something else that it would come with, maybe stickers that you can write on and put on your kids' lunch boxes and stuff. So it's the pens with the eraser and the stickers. So now while people are scrolling through Amazon for dry erase pens, they're like, oh, this one is different. It's the erase pen the eraser and stickers that I didn't even know that I need, but now that I see them, I need them, right? So how can you be different? How can you stand out? What offer can you put together that is different? So if you're going to transcribe a podcast, can you say, I will transcribe your podcast and provide you with a summary of the podcast. So with a 3-paragraph summary. So now everyone else is transcribing podcasts, but you've got this bonus that says, I will also give you a summary, right, with that podcast. So Lakeisha says also be honest. Don't tell them that you can do something that you cannot. That's right. And Blessed says that come across as really caring about their needs, which is true as well. That is so important, right? Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk about is, all right, let's see, Y.A.Y.B. Does anybody know what Y.A.Y.B stands for? Before I tell you what it stands for, I want you to type it in the comments, and then I will reveal what Y.A.Y.B stands for. Go ahead, type it in the comments. I'm waiting. Right, you guys have got it. I'm just reading some of the comments. You guys have really got it. All right, so Y.A.Y.B, Y.A.Y.B. This is something I live by, and I want you guys to live by it too, right? Y.A.Y.B, write it in the comments. Here's what it stands for. Let's see. Shashan guessed, you are your something. That's right. That's right. You're so close. You're so close. You guys are so close. Let me see if anybody can guess what it means. It actually means, let's see if you guys can guess. It actually means you are your business. And what do I mean by that? So, how did Lobster Craig know that that's what it was going to be? Have you heard this before? Have you heard me talking about it? But you are your business. That's right. So as we're in business, some of you guys guessed you are your best. That's great too. I love that one. You are your best. But it is you are your business. So as my day goes by, for example, I've got many businesses, so sometimes it's hard to figure out I call it my multiple business personality, like which business mode that I'm in, but I am my business. So every day I see some of you guys out on the street when I'm in Kingston, those of you who are here from Jamaica, and you need to come up and say hi to me. People say hi to me all the time. I'm smiling. I'm ready to talk to anybody, right? So Lobster Craig says he knew because he's a businessman. All right, got you there. Good job. So when you see me, I'm going to talk to you, and we're going to talk about business. Like, I am my business. If you talk to me and you're like, hey, Alicia, I'm like, hey, what are you up to? What are you doing? How's your business? You know, we're talking about business. I am my business. Now, do I always have to be my business? Of course not. But guess what? I'm so proud of what I do, and I am a businesswoman, and I am a boss. So I am my business. And sometimes it takes us a minute to acknowledge that. And here's why it's so important that I want to talk about it today. Because some of you are just putting your toe in the water and not going in full deep when it comes to your business. So have you ever sat by a pool and just put your feet in, but you didn't dive in? That's what some of you are doing in your business. You're putting your toes in. You're saying you're in business. I tell you to put up 7 gigs. You put up 2. Then you do 3. You're just dipping your toes in. Stop dipping your toes in. Stand up and deep dive into your business. And here's why. When you're just swishing your toes in, what comes back to you in your returns is just a little bit of swish and swash. When you dive in, you are your business. Get wet. Dive into that business, right? Swim around. You are your business. Stop dipping your toes in your business and go all in. And when I see people who are just dipping their toes in, they're missing out on their true gift And that is the gift of their skills and their business and what they're putting forward to the world, right? Lakeisha says, I'm waist deep in my business. Keep going, get a little bit deeper, Lakeisha. No, I know. You are, because now you're going into the VA course and you keep digging in. But how many of you guys know a business person that's just, putting their toes in the water? And it's okay if you're putting your toes in your water, then your feet in, and you're up to your knees, up to your waist, up to your chest, and then you dive in. It's okay if you're going at your business like that. But I know people, for example, I had a client once. I also do coaching and consulting. So I had a coaching client once who said that he is writing a book. And I said, all right, great, you're writing a book. And I'm like, he said he wanted to hire me to help him finish writing his book. I'm like, no problem. I can help you finish writing your book. How much of your book do you have done? And he's like, well, a chapter here, a chapter there. It's all over the place. I was like, all right, no problem. How long have you been working on it? Past few months? He said, 9 years. I said, what? You've been working on your book for 9 years? He says, yes, I want to be an author and that's my passion. But, I'm like, how much time are you putting into it? Like there's no way it could take you 9 years to write your book, right, Patricia? So I started working with him, but I was like, look, write down what a typical day is, come back to me tomorrow. And he had so much wasted time in his day. And I said, if I'm going to work with you in the next 30 days, you're going all in this book. This book is going to be done. There's no dipping your toes. I'm not going another 9 years with you not finishing your book. You're all in this book. So I said, you have to give up this, give up that, get up at this time, do this. Here's your block for book writing. Then here's your timeline for when everything's due and send it to your editor. You're in, go in all the way. And he finished his book within 20 days, right? So I know Blessed said 9 years, he should have done 9 books. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. You need to organize yourself. You need to learn time management. And most of all, you need to stop saying that, oh, that's my business and this is me. If you're all in, hey, it's not for everybody. First of all, let me say, this is not for everybody. There are people out there that I don't understand, but they're like, I'm happy with, what I'm doing. I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to take any courses or improve my life. I'm fine. Don't bother me. And I'm like, cool. But then I have people like Lakeisha and Blessed and, Patricia, who are like, I'm all in. This is my business. I'm going hard. I'm going to make my money. I'm going to help my family. I'm going to be a blessing to other people. Those are the people that are all in. So I want to encourage you to be all in your, go in, be all in. Stop dipping your toes. What was it? Shannon who said that? Sharon, right? Stop dipping your toes in the water and dive in. Get completely drowned in your business and go for it. And that's when you're really going to start to see things grow in your business. Everywhere you go, what you talk about, you should be talking about it on Facebook. I have people that always ask me, I'm like, hey, on Facebook, you need to put your skills. So a lot of you share your skills in your Facebook, the Facebook groups that we're all in. But I want you to share it publicly, right? And this is going to be your assignment for tonight. As soon as we get off of this live, I'm going to challenge you, and you're going to come back in the comments later and just paste the link to your Facebook page or tell me that you did it. But this is my challenge to you after you get off of this live right now, right? Or if you're watching it as a recording, it's your challenge. You still need to do it after you get off of this recording. Is I want you to be all in your business. And that means publicly announcing to the world who you are and what you do. You're going to post on your Facebook page, I'm a transcriber. I transcribe podcasts and I do it damn well. And if you know someone who needs their podcast transcribed, please refer them to me. Here's my link. Here's my business, right? So people say, well, Alicia, what happens if my friends from high school, don't like me posting about my business on my page? And I'm like, what do you mean? There's an unfriend button. Tell them to unfriend you. What's the big deal? Or, I don't want my family to be like, well, she's pushing her business. Well, guess what? There's an unfamily button. Tell them to push that button too. You need to share your gigs everywhere. And if your friends and family don't support it, I mean, who cares? Keep pushing your business because you are your business. There's a reason that you're doing this, right? There's a reason that you're doing this. You have your why. Shashan says they can unfollow. Yeah, be gone, unfollow, right? You know, I went to my high school reunion. I'm not going to tell you which reunion it was because I will age myself, but I went to my high school reunion and I reconnected with some great people. And two of the people I reconnected with, one ended up buying my course, another ended up being a salesperson in my business. Like these are it was my college reunion. These are my college friends. And so, you know, I'm working with some of them daily and I interviewed one for another course and project that I have and he's doing amazingly well. We reconnected, but then I had one friend who just called me to gossip and talk about old times. And I straight up said, look, I don't mean to disrespect you, but I'm not interested. Like our conversations need to be about business and improving our lives and not talking about the past and who's doing what, and who cheated on who. And you guys know those conversations and those type of people. And I told him, I'm like, this is how it is. This is what I'm doing with Alfonso. This is what I'm doing with Michael, right? And I love those relationships, but there's no room for gossip relationships in my life. So Lakeisha said, well, Shashan said exactly, like, shut up. Blessed said, get off my page. It's my page. Lakeisha said, those are not friends. Waste men, waste women. We're talking about the people that don't want you talking about your business, right? B player stuck in an A game of the business of life. That's right. So, you know, I'm very straight up with people and I've said this before, but if you're ever around me, listen to the conversations I have on my phone. There's not one conversation that I have on my phone that is not about uplifting myself, uplifting someone else, business, personal development, self-improvement. There's no gossip conversations, right? And so even my family members, you know, my mom, my dad, my uncle, you know, okay, maybe we'll talk about issues other than business, but even 95% of those conversations are about business, you know? So people will understand what level that you're on and the conversations that you want to have, and, you know, they'll be all in with you. Get them excited about business as well. Lakeisha says, people on Facebook would be quicker to comment and see gossip than to share or view your gigs. And that is a darn shame. I posted on Facebook and Instagram not long ago. I'm like, hey, in addition to having baby showers, we should have business showers. And when one of our friends launches their business, we should talk about it on our page and send them gifts and presents and things that can help them in their business. Like, why do we only do baby showers and wedding showers? Where are the business showers? Like, why aren't people, you know, more willing to help us when we start a new business? So, Blessed said, someone said I'm rude for saying I don't have time for idle talk. Well then, Blessed, you said, well, my mentor Alicia told me to say it. So, you know. Lakeisha says, the more time you invest in your business, the less time you have for idlers. And that's so true. You know, when you start, your views of everything change when you start running your own business. Let me just give you a few examples. Because as a business owner, I've had a retail store, so a location in a mall. Right now I'm in our office, which is in a plaza. And, you know, I've done a lot of business travel, all that kind of stuff. I have to pay bills and staff. And so I see everything differently. When I see something, I'm like, I wonder how much they paid for that. I wonder what their return on investment is. I wonder if that's their most profitable Facebook ad. Like, everything looks different. I walk into a grocery store, I'm like, I wonder how much rent they're paying for this location. I wonder how much traffic they're getting. I wonder if they advertise on Facebook. I wonder if they have a friends and family program. Like, you start thinking and seeing everything so much differently. I go to an event, I'm like, trying to calculate how much the room costs, the speakers' fees, how much money they made at the door. I'm calculating everything because my mind is in business mode. And you see everything differently when you're now in business mode. Every minute, every, everything that as you're working in business, everything changes and the way that you see everything changes. one of the most important changes that you'll see is what? Does anybody know? The most important change you'll see as you shift from an employer or being unemployed to having your own business is time, right? Because time becomes one of your most valuable assets, right? The time that you spend in your business, the time that you spend delivering to clients. But I want to talk about another type of time, and I did write some notes down for you. Let me just see it here. And it's about being scalable. So when you're ready to scale your business, first of all, let's read some of your clients here. Shashan says, I'm all for business showers. Lakeisha says, I need a business shower. Let's have one. Bernetta says, business showers, good idea. Blessed said, exactly. My mentor told me to. Let's see. All right. Blessed said, so true. All right. Just getting you guys' comments in. So the last thing I'm going to talk about before I let you guys go, as we're on this, you are your business. So if you're to rewrite that to talk about it every day, you're going to say, I can't change it for some reason. Hang on one second. You're going to say, I am my business. So Y.A.Y.B, right? I am my business. And you're your business. So how do you scale your business? You can offer different products and services that take less time to deliver. For example, if you're an accountant, you can create spreadsheets, budgeting spreadsheet, family budgeting spreadsheet, school budgeting spreadsheet, I don't know, and sell it as a pack. So you only have to create your spreadsheets once and sell it over and over again. As a transcriber, a podcast, you can sell a report on how to have better podcasts or what, I don't know, something, but you can do that, right? So, Shashan, what did you throw up on your WhatsApp? I missed it. What did you throw up on your WhatsApp? But you guys are writing it in for me. Thanks, because I couldn't get it on the screen. I am my business. I am my business. So in order to be able to have the time that you need to do things that you want to grow your business and to be scalable, which it means to grow your business, is that you have to leverage other people's time. So what does that mean? What do I mean by leveraging other people's time? That means that you're hiring other people to do work for you, and they're spending their time doing your work so you can spend your time growing your business and to do the things that you need to do in your business, right? Oh, Shashan says she threw up on her WhatsApp, I am my business. Good job. So let's talk about how to find people. A lot of you find people in the group, but what type of people are you looking for in order to really be able to scale your business effectively? Look for people that offer something you don't. So if you're interviewing transcriptionists, look to interview transcriptionists who offer a summary with their transcription, something that you didn't offer before. So look for people who offer something you don't. And you can ask them, hey, like, I'm looking for a transcriber, but I'm looking for a transcriber who can also do something that I can't do. Maybe a summary or proofreading the transcript. What can you do? What else can you do? And then you don't need a lot of people on your team. You just need the right people. So there's a story about a screw that, needs to come out, and a lady goes looking for a screwdriver. She comes back with 5, but they're all the wrong size. It's a Phillips screw. She comes back with a flat screw, with this Phillips screw that is really big, a jumbo screw. So it's not that she went for 5 screwdrivers, but none of them could take that screw out. And it's because it was the wrong 5 screwdrivers. You just need the right one to unscrew, and then you're set. So it's when you think about your team, you don't need 5 people to do a task. You need the right person to do the task, the one that fits in perfectly and can do your work for you. Blessed said, you need people who are not lazy and full of excuses. I love the sound of that. So people come into your life for a few reasons. One is to help you grow. I feel that that's why I'm in your life. How many of you guys agree? Alicia is in your life to help you grow. That's the role I want to play in your life. Some people are in your life to slow you down. And those are the people that, in Jamaica, we call it bad mind. I try to think of other ways that people call it, but it's that person in your life that's there to slow you down, right? And then there's other people that come into your life to show you things, to show you how to do things differently, to show you how to do things, better. So think about when you're looking at people, you're like, why is this person in my life? Are they there to grow me or slow me, right? If they're there to grow you, you put them in that bucket of people that you want in your life. If you're there to slow you, you put it in that bucket of people that you don't want in your life. And if they're there to show you a different way, show you things differently, then be open to those people, because there are great people out there that really can show you a different way to do things, and you have to be open to it. A lot of us are not open to other people showing us different ways, except for you guys, because I know you guys, you're different. Also, when you're looking for people to add to your team, look for someone that adds true value to your team. And remember, that's what we started off talking about, was value. So ask yourself, does this person add value to my team, right? It's a yes or no question. And do they help me to raise the level of my game? So let's just use transcription because we're using that as an example. When you're hiring a transcriber, sometimes you have to train them and pull them up with you. But when they're at a level, do they help you raise your game? Are they delivering transcripts faster? Are they delivering it better than you could do it? If they don't help you raise your game, then you've got to add someone else on your team until you find someone who helps you to raise your game, right? Here's some of the things that you need to think about, what the traits that these people should have, right? So Blessed said, I always do that. I question everyone who comes into my life, and I thought I was weird. Girl, you are not weird, right? Kathy Ann says, people are in your life for a reason and a season. That's true. That's true. Shane, I'm glad that you're on the live. Welcome. Welcome. So Forbes said 100% truth. All right, so let's talk about the characteristics of your team. Hey, if you're just joining us, we're talking about how to build a team so that your business can be scalable and the types of people that you need on your team. These people, their characteristics should be people of integrity. They should care about your business. You should think about the fact that they bring something, they bring a plate. So there was this really good analogy that I heard when I was at an event, and the lady said, when you invite people to your house, do they bring a plate or do they take away a to-go box? And I was like, wow, that is a really good analogy to think of. And then I thought of every time I went to someone's house. So last year's Christmas party, I went to my friend Greg's house, and I bought I was in Atlanta, so I bought in customs, I bought all the alcohol from Jamaica, all the alcohol that I could carry legally to Atlanta to his party. That's what I brought to the party with me. So I was like, and I didn't take a to-go box, right? And if there was leftover alcohol, I left it with him. So you have to think about, so when Greg thinks about me, I'm the type of person that brings a plate to the party and doesn't take out a to-go box. So you have to think about those type of people in your life. Are they bringing something to the table? Do they bring something to the table? Even if they work for you, do they bring something to the table? Are they the type of people that bring something to your party, or they just take out a to-go box? You guys got it? When I heard that, I started really evaluating, me, and I was happy that I always bring something to the party, but it was subconscious. I think it's because my mother always brought something to a party. Anywhere we would go with a family, whatever, she always brought something to the party, and that's what I do. So can you from now on always make sure that you're doing that in other people's life? Absolutely. And I pay attention to the people that take a to-go box and don't bring anything. Also, what is their attitude, and can you trust them? Now, you bring content, you bring customers, and you really have the full circle of the business. So you need to position your business in and have it anchored in your core competency, which means that your business needs to be anchored in your core competency. If it's transcription, it's anchored in transcription, but then you find a great team to do that transcription for you. when you get to that point where you've got the work coming in, right? Lopsa says, be a go-giver versus a leech. That's right. Shashan says, there are too many takers and not enough givers, right? Blessed said there are a lot of those in JA, right? There are a lot of those all over the world. So I want to just kind of end this live. I hope you've enjoyed it. Have you guys enjoyed this so far? I want to end this live with just talking about this game that we're in of entrepreneurship, because everyone on here is an online entrepreneur. If you feel like you're not an online entrepreneur yet because you're new, I see we have a few new people on here, then we've got some great courses that you can take. We've got some great ways that you can become an online entrepreneur. We're a community of entrepreneurs who are growing, multiplying, and expanding our business. We have a motto that there's no one left behind. It's all of us or none of us, as we push to make the world a better place by creating more online entrepreneurs who leave positive impacts on our society. I welcome you to join us. One of our classes that that's coming up, it's called the class that I recommend for you. We've got a bunch of them. Let me just put the URL on the page. thepaidva.com. Let's see. Here's a great class you can take, thepaidva.com, thepaidva.com, and at the end, I'll give you our office number if you want to WhatsApp us, but write down that website as I give you my closing thoughts. All right. Being an entrepreneur is not everyone's game. It's not made for everyone. Everyone will not be able to succeed at it. You're here because you're interested. And then I know and I believe that this game is for you. So just because you can sell, let's just make it an analogy, just because you can cook jerk chicken doesn't mean that you should sell it. Really look at what skills you have, what passions that you have, and what type of business you want to build, and pay attention to that, because one of the things about the game of entrepreneurship is that it's won or lost in the show. And what do I mean by it's won or lost in the show? It's about how you show up, how you show the results to your clients, right? How you show what your value is. So the game of entrepreneurship is won or lost in the show. How are you showing up, right? Your work is established or devalued in the show. When you deliver work to clients, what are you showing them? How does your value show up? And every day when you are working with your team and with your business, right? How are you showing up? I want you to get out of your own way and stop thinking that building an online business is a get-rich-quick thing. It's not. This is longevity. This is a long game. All right, let's see. Trivia. Does anybody know how long I have been an entrepreneur? This is my, what year? How long have I been an entrepreneur? I want to see if you guys can remember that. So let's see who gets it. I'll give you a minute. But I want you to get out of your own way, and I want you to remember that this is a longevity game, right? So as you build your business, you need to understand, what are you bringing to the table? What value do you bring to the table? And then what are you doing every single day of your life from today on to bring more value to the table? Always remember from here on out that the value that you bring to the table determines your worth, right? And so you guys all got it. This is my 19th year as an entrepreneur. Yes, thank you. I guess I've said it a few times. I'm very happy about that. But what are you really bringing to the table? And then how are you remaining top in the game? This game of entrepreneurship, there are so many people coming into it every day. How are you remaining at the top? These are things that you need to write down, because you need to think about that every day. Faithlin says, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 10. And you're actually right. I'll tell you some of those stories soon. So what did I say? Get out of your own way. Remember, this is a longevity game. It's not get rich quick. Think about what you're really bringing to the table. How are you remaining top of your game, right? How are you remaining top of your game? What is your gift? What are your gifts? A lot of times we think we'll learn something, we do learn something new, and then out comes a gift, right? What are your gifts? And what are you doing to become more gifted, right? Here, that's a really good question, because yes, we have gifts, but what are you doing to become more gifted? That means out of that gift, what are you continuing to pull out? So I believe that one of my gifts is my voice and my passion for speaking. And my sister likes to make, she's not on here right now, but she likes to make fun of me for this. But ever since I was young, I've been doing voiceover or, things with my voice. So when we were teenagers, I was in high school, so was she. I was the voice of a flea market in Florida, like a swap shop flea market thing. So on the radio, you would hear the commercial for the flea market, and that was my voice. And my sister used to go around telling people, my sister is the voice of the 45th Street flea market. And she still does it to this day, and it is her funny joke. But I believed at that time that my gift was the ability to speak. I can tell you that I have spent tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of US dollars to become more gifted with my gift. I've taken speaker training. I've hired speaking coaches, $10,000 US for one day to learn how to speak better. I think it was last month or the month before, Lorette and I went to a speaker training in Tampa. I believe that I'm a gifted speaker, but I'm not the best in the world, definitely not. I'm not even at the top of my game. So what do I do to become more gifted is that I invest in myself, and, I really take the time and I put in the money and the investment and the effort to become more gifted. Focus, really have a focus on your future. So understand what your future is, focus on it. For those of you who have ever heard of vision boards, have you guys heard of vision boards? Anybody heard of vision boards? So I want you to create a vision board. Just, get a board, a poster board, whatever you want to do, a box, cut a box up, make something flat, and then find your ideal house, your ideal car, what's your bank account, your images of it, and post it on your board, and put that board in front of you and look at it every single day. And then also on one side of your vision board, I want you to write words of power. I am wealthy. I am fabulous. Whatever you want to come true for you that you know is your truth, write it down. So your vision board, it's this board, but on one side of that board, you're writing down these words that when spoken, you want them to come true, right? So you're writing them right there. I am wealthy, right? I am a speaker. I am Jamaica's top entrepreneur, those type of things I am an author, those things. And then you put the pictures on this side. Lopsa says, or a dream board, right? Vision board, dream board, something like that. Shashan said, I planned on doing it with my daughters this year. Absolutely. Create one that's your go-to board. But the only thing I'm telling you to do different than, different than the usual vision board is to write words, because words have power. And I'm going to encourage you to say the words that you as words have power. You're going to say what you want to have other than what you don't want to have. So let me give you an example. I am broke. I am wealthy. Which one are you going to say? Those people that always say, I am broke, I'm so broke, I'm so broke, remain broke. Those that say, I'm rich, it doesn't matter what their bank account says, but they say, I'm rich. You notice those are the people that become wealthy, right? The words that we speak, our mindset, all of that helps to determine where we're going in life, right? Lopsa says, I will change my family legacy of poverty. I love that, right? He's making an affirmation of what's to come true for himself and what he's going to do and who he is in his family. And that is fabulous. So Blessed said, put the words in picture. Yes, put the words in picture. Shashan says, I do that all the time. It's a bad habit. It's a bad habit. And sometimes it's a bad habit that we get, from family as well. So we have to just be conscious of what comes out of our mouth so that we can fix it. So, you know, sometimes I get upset. The things that come out of my mouth are not always perfect. It's because I'm in business. I get upset if something doesn't happen the way that I've wanted. And as I've gotten older, I've gotten more upset and more vocal about it. But then, you know, I always have to remember that words have power. So if I'm going to say, this is an absolute mess, I'm so unhappy about it, because we can do better. We're the best in the world at this. We need to level up to continue to be the best. Let's fix what went wrong, because we're only going up. Like, so, you know, I'm just trying to help you with how you take the words and make sure that what comes out of your mouth, you consciously are taking the words in a direction that you want them to go into, right? So, Blessed said, this is so my night, my main topic. That's right. Lakeisha says, have a wealth mindset. Lakeisha says, I am wealthy. Yes, you are. So I want you guys to just think about that. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow on another live. I'm doing an interview tomorrow, so make sure that you're there. I love you guys so much. You are great. I hope that you learned a lot from this live. If you missed any of it, it will be back up on the page, and you can replay it, right? Replay it. So Shane says, I listened to a YouTube video today, and it was talking exactly what you're talking about. Okay, great. Maxine said, I did not come from a wealthy family, but a wealthy family will come from me. Wow, that should be on a t-shirt right there. Maxine Coleman is one of the hardest working women I know. Let me tell you, what I love about Maxine is that when everyone's doing phone call services, they pick the easy stuff, appointment setting, mystery calling. Maxine said, I'm going into cold calling, the place that nobody else wants to go into. Telemarketing, cold calling, I'm your woman. She has shot up by doing that and hires other people as well, trains them and hires them to do the work for her. So she is scaling her business and a true businesswoman. So Maxine, you didn't come from a wealthy family, but a wealthy family will come from you. I love it. I love it. I love it. Forbes said, I will change the fear of not opening a voiceover gig, although that is my skill, because I am thinking that a client will request top voices with a top mic. Right? So that happens too. A lot of people say, I don't want to put up my transcription gig because there are better transcribers out there than me. I don't want to do a phone call service because there are other people who have a better voice than me. Anybody ever got caught in that circle of, I'm not going to do it because there's someone out there that does it better than me? Anybody? There is always going to be someone out there that does it better than you, but that should never keep you from doing it yourself. You know why? Because you are uniquely you. Remember I said be you, be authentic, and be real? People will hire you for you. Be you, and that's what people want. People are not just hiring a transcriber to do their transcription. They are. They're hiring somebody to do their transcription, but they're also hiring a person. You know, they're hiring somebody. Build a relationship with people, and they will come back and continue to do business with you. You guys got it? You guys got it? You're welcome, June. Lakeisha said cold calling is hot, right? Lakeisha, Maxine actually taught you cold calling, didn't she? I know you used to do some for her, I'm pretty sure. Yes, yes. So, so don't let fear stop you. I hope you guys were inspired and motivated, because you inspire and motivate me. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, if you have any questions for us, I was going to give you our phone number to WhatsApp us. Give me 30 seconds to write it. And you can WhatsApp us, 876-374-7044. 876-374-7044. We have so many classes that can help you take your life to the next level. Our class that I love that's coming up really soon you will add so much value to the marketplace when you take this class is our virtual assistant course. It's a 6-week course where we teach you how to be a virtual assistant. We give you so many skills that your value skyrockets. So if you've ever wanted to learn email marketing, website building, funnel building, phone calling, transcription, video editing, creating animated videos, and so much more in a really fun environment with the best trainers on the planet, not just in Jamaica, but on the planet, then you need to join this course. This course is called the paidva.com. That's right, because you will get paid as a VA. We're excited about this course. The last group that went through this course, they crushed it. They're doing great. They're continuously working on this skill set, and I am so proud of them. And now I'm ready to be proud of you. So if you haven't taken the class yet, register now, register today. It's so worth it. It's time to level up and change your life, right? It's time to level up and change your life. We have other classes. You just want to get started with us, we have our design masterclass. It's only $10, and I teach you how to get paid to do design. Our students that have taken that class paid $10 and made $500 within the first 30 days. Why? Because design is in high demand. We have a course that teaches you how to maximize Airbnb. So if you're ever looking to get started on Airbnb, we teach you that as well. We have so many courses that you can take. Just take a minute to WhatsApp us, 876-374-7044. But I really want to encourage you to sign up for the paid VA, right? The paid VA. And send us a WhatsApp message to at least hold your seat if you're not signing up today. We do have a 3-part payment plan. The class is $200, or you can pay, which is a better deal, or you can pay 3 pay of $77 if you need to spread it out over time. But I'm just encouraging you to hold your seat. Every single day, people are signing up, and I'm so excited about it. This is the class that changes people's lives, right? Skill set goes through the roof after you take this class. During this class, skill set goes to the roof. You'll be surrounded by a group of like-minded individuals, all ready to take their lives to the next level. You need to be in a group with people who are on the same journey as you are, pushing to accomplish and achieve the same things you are. That's a better life, leveling up, adding more value to the marketplace, and ultimately making some money. As I like to say, money, 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 money. Okay, one of our staff members, thank you so much for typing that up for me. There's our phone numbers if you want to get started. All right, everybody. Remember, my challenge to you, I'm coming back around to it. I have not forgotten, and I don't want you to forget either. My challenge to you, I'm about to sneeze, right? Let me see if I can stop it. Is that the challenge is coming out. My challenge to you, you are your business right now. As soon as this is over, you are going to share on your Facebook page, your Instagram, your Twitter, whatever you do for social media, change your WhatsApp photo, whatever you're going to do, wherever you can on social media, and declare what your business is and own the fact that you are your business. If you are a transcriber, come on, write it, put it on Facebook right now. Tell people what you do and that you're great, and to share it with someone that might be able to get value from what you deliver, all right? I want you to do it. That's my challenge to you. And then you're gonna come back to this post and let me know that you completed the challenge. And I don't care when you're watching this video, that you completed the challenge, and then give me some details on what you completed so I can congratulate you and be proud of you. I'm encouraging you, get it out there. Tell people about what you do. Here's the thing. You offer something to the marketplace, and that something has so much value. By not putting it out there, you're doing a disservice to the people that you can help and the people that need you in business. So level up, right? Level up, take on the challenge, get it out there. You provide value. It's time to talk about it. Bye, everybody. Have a great night. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.